Hello, Boris Pravisham here, and welcome to the land of Nidd. I'm going to do a little bit of an update video. This would have come out to you yesterday, but the video that I recorded, which was supposed to be about 5 to 10 minutes long, ended up being an hour and 20 minutes, as I toured every single asteroid, finding things I'd never known existed. But I'm going to try and keep it shorter. That was just too long. Right, so what I did when I first came on, and what everyone else did on the server, pretty much for the weekend. There was, where I am, there was 27 hours available to me on the weekend, and I played for 17 of them, just breaking to sleep in the middle, and I got this set up. The grinding speed and the inventory size is quite small or slow and small respectively. Well, the grinding speed isn't actually that slow, but compared to the whitelist server it is. It's small because the cargo containers are linked to the inventory size overall, which is a little bit annoying. So even though I've got only 800 liters here, in a cargo container like this, there's 250, what is that, 250 million? I don't know if I can make it out. But a lot of space. And I would like it so that cargo, like not container ships, transport ships, are a little bit bigger. You know, you don't need just one large cargo container to carry everything you're ever going to own. So I made it a bit smaller for that reason, which does mean that this is a bit small, and it means that building stuff is slow, and you need to build utility ships. If not, it's going to take forever. But yeah, everyone was setting up. We didn't really do much in the way of roleplay stuff. However, some things have happened while I've been away, very briefly for a day. We'll have a little look at that in a second, but first to this. I set up a starter station for anybody. All of this is open, it's shared with all. Yeah, anybody can use it, anybody can take anything out of it. And to start with, I thought I'd better not put too much effort into this because... oh, sorry, air conditioning just kicking in. It's a bit noisy. Yeah, I thought I'd better not put too much effort into this because, you know, I'll just end up going to sleep one night, coming back and finding none of it's still here. But as an indication of the sort of community that we've got already, I told anyone that they could use this and they could use anything out of the cargo containers, and there's quite a lot in there. The reason that there's quite a lot in there is because anybody that came and used it ended up putting back in more than they took without, you know, I didn't say anyone had to actually do that. I was happy just collecting a few things for starters, and we got a lot of stuff. I have used quite a lot up recently. There was a lot more here, but I've kind of been using it just on silly little projects. And I put up this shipbuilding thing, which doesn't really work in multiplayer, at least not for me, because the blocks in that there, you can see this is like there are bits that are unbuilt and bits that have come off. Yeah, the reason being that when these welders are up here and they very, very slowly go down, they have to go down really slowly or they miss stuff. As they go down in multiplayer, like this works perfectly well in single player, but in multiplayer you get these slight little just wobbling of pistons and things on landing gears. So as that's on a landing gear in order to connect on there, and there's a projector putting a small ship down, and that's on a piston that goes down, so there's tiny little wobbles from both of them, which means that the arm of the welder, like the prong, like it doesn't weld something where like one of the hologram blocks are connected with it, like overlapping with it. So if the block is overlapping here, it won't be welded, but if it's over here, it will be. So if something's wobbling, it means that the hologram block wobbles out, gets welded, comes back and hits it, and explodes. And so I've had a pretty much an exploding loop going when trying to build that thing. It keeps going out, explode, out, explode, and I end up just losing a whole heap of steel plates. Things go everywhere, and yeah, it's been rather annoying. So I haven't actually got this design to work yet. Maybe it'll work better with large ships on this. Obviously, it can't be too big a large ship. Neighbour's dog's barking. This is a great time to record in the middle of the day. What was I saying? Yeah, I wanted to be able to make this as a fairly generic shipyard. In that, if you looked at Keen's video update on the projector, you'll see their little automatic shipbuilding thing, which worked very well, and that'll work very well in creative as well, but you can really only fit one design of a very specific size in there. So I wanted to make something a little more generic, and this is the most simple thing that you could do. Just put welders and have them go down. It works in single player, and anything that can fit in that area can be welded, but there is the slight problem of the wobbling and the exploding. But yeah, I'm going to test it with a few more designs. That's maybe something that I'll record as well, because, well, where is it? It's under F10. I really don't have many blueprints, and they're mostly the same thing over and over again. Or, you know, brilliant things like these things. The Incredible Wall. What else have we got? The Grinding Pit, which is where people with a better ping than me, like I've got a 300 millisecond ping out here, but you know, anyone living on the east coast of the US, Canada, they're going to get like a 20 millisecond ping, and I've been hiring people that do have that sort of ping to go and catch cargo ships. In return, like they've used my stuff, built a utility ship, and I said, if you catch one cargo ship, bring it back, grind it up, that's enough. So I've sort of been running a bit of a business here as well, and grinding things up. If one of those ships go wrong, I just take them in and grind them up. Like that one, I'm going to be grinding that one up soon. I do have a good copy of that drilling ship. It's hidden away because I was paranoid. But so far there has only seemed to be a couple of reports of things going missing, people taking things that they're not supposed to be taking. Yeah, we're not really sure who it is or why, but it's done in a way where so that people won't notice. So if, like Lethal Hour was saying, he runs the AVC faction, he was saying that someone had ground down a couple of his solar panels and taken a bit of his uranium and stuff like that. So it's not everything, it doesn't look noticeable, but you are still losing stuff. This is looking nice. Is anyone from here? This is TMR. No, so no one from here is online at the moment. I don't want to spend too much time again. I do like this ship. It's some repair bay stuff, I think that is. Then we can come down and fly through here. No gravity. A bit of an open area. I'm not sure what that's used for. I'm not going to be allowed in here, am I? But yeah, that it's just a little control room, I think, and as is that up there. That's the bridge. But yeah, I'll be doing tours and stuff later. I'm just sort of flying around. One last thing, which is actually there's two last things. Where are we? MDF ASL. Okay, so it's not on. Probably turned it off while we're offline. But the AVC, or the what's it called, Aviana Corporation, with Lethal Al Mirlap and Christoph Keen, they're kind of becoming the Spider-Man. They're kind of becoming the financial hub of this. That's sort of their faction, as a little trading faction. Well, not little, rather big. And somewhere down in that direction, it's out of render distance. The asteroid is that far away. There's a couple of outlying asteroids, and Lethal Al has snagged the furthest one away for the Grand Citadel of Trading. And so it's a big construction. It's got a big framework all around an asteroid. You won't miss it. But please don't touch it. Don't do anything with that, because if you do, you won't be welcome back to use it later when it's functional. There will be. We're trying to emphasize like trading and some economy stuff, even if it has to be role played a little. Spider-Man just sitting around. But yeah, we will be making use of that. and there's also, he's teamed up with Mirlap and Christoph Keen, who are building ships for them. And the way that it's going to work defense-wise is that if you sort of want to use their services, then you ally with them, and you can provide defense for them if you can. So it's sort of a system of self-regulation. Everyone uses it, or everyone who uses it defends it, and anyone who attacks it can't use it. So you get this cycle. So even if there are two warring factions, they're always neutral. They're a safe place that you can go and trade. It's a neutral area. You will see a beacon, hopefully, once it's set up within a range that will say neutral area nice and clearly. So if you can see the beacon, then nothing can go on there. As I said, it's the furthest beacon out, so you have to sort of be intentionally out there in order to get there. The first station out, I mean. It's not likely that you're going to stumble across it. But yeah, when that's done, that'll be good. And over the next week or so, you're speaking of Lethal now. Yeah, over the next week or so, I'm going to be doing a little bit more roleplay stuff. This is obviously not a video with that in mind. This is just an update. We obviously had to get everything set up before we could do anything, which is I kind of forgot how slow Space Engineers can be. It takes quite a while to set up. But once we're set up, it should be good to go. This is supposed to be these are indestructible blocks. There's supposed to be a beacon and a reactor in there to mark the center. So rather than use a plot like we were thinking about using an XYZ plot, but yeah, rather than set that up, and I kind of wanted things to be a little bit, you have to remember your way around, sort of thing. It's not that big. There aren't asteroids everywhere. You can pretty much see everything there is. I think there's one further out in that direction. There's a couple over there. Oh, you can see just down there, tiny speck with the framework around it. That's the AVC. So that's the furthest asteroid away. But yeah, once you've been on here a while, it's pretty easy to navigate. Just wanted one point of reference to remember that that's the center. What was I saying? Yeah, so that's supposed to be a center. I'm going to be doing some more roleplay stuff, including joining faction. Just have a quick look through the factions, the options. Spider-Man, first thing he built when he came on here is a pub. We will go tour that some other time. Try to keep this video a bit shorter. Tactical Miner Refuge, which I quite... this is a big one already. They've really gotten going, and you saw their ship down there. I think that's quite a good idea to build a home ship, because this isn't a building server. It is a roleplay server. You don't come here with the intention of building something magnificent that you absolutely want to keep, because it might get accidentally damaged when we try and do something. So I think it's a fairly good idea to kind of have a home ship, something that you can park out of the road at a place that you know, that has your stuff on it, your faction stuff on it, or at the very least a starter kit to get you back up and running a little bit faster than, say, a respawn ship would. And that's what those guys have kind of done, either intentionally or not, with their ship that I briefly went through before. It has a little bit of everything that enables them to get back up and running, and this is exactly what I was going for, a larger faction. With so none of these people have been on, well, they have been on quite a lot actually, but none of them have been on 8 hours a day kind of thing. And because they're all working together, they've got quite a large base and a ship already set up. And I think he's online at the moment. I call him Saveur because he was online just before. Where are we? Tactical Miner Refuge. That's the sort of thing that the first, mostly, I suppose, economic faction that's come up. We've got Novatech. That's Nordic Beast has just started on that. Mole. I like this. The MDF is dedicated to containing the Mole Man menace that threatens the galaxy. There's my phone going off as well. Everything is noisy in the middle of the day. This is why I haven't recorded here for quite a while. but I'm pushing on. They're reclaiming lands for the space snakes that live in asteroids. They're quite a funny group. Corridon and actually I thought Lethal Hour was in there too. Sorry, but Corridon's a what do you call it? An admin. Hatchet Corp, General Hatch has just started that as well. Guardians of Asgard. I did tour their base, so I'm sorry to Thorine and Sir Robert. In the video that went for an hour and 20 minutes or whatever I tried to record before, this has probably gone for 15 minutes already, sorry. I did tour their base, and I'm sorry to not be uploading that because I did record a tour, but I will come back and do it again. This isn't really sort of a roleplay sort of video. Aviana Corp, we've already talked about them. Avante Industries, Glowy has sort of been going from thing to thing. That's his start there. I think he's looking for more people as well. And we got Aperture Science Laboratory, of course, and Future Planets in there. He was my station mate, I guess you could say, for quite a while. He built around on, he used my stuff and contributed. We sort of lived together for quite some time. Is there anything else? I think that's the start of it. I want to... I've been having quite a lot of trouble deciding what I should do. Not because I don't have any ideas, but because I've got too many. I kind of want to do a bit of everything. Which is a problem because, I should really kind of just be picking one thing and going with it, seeing where it takes me. I think what I'm going to do a little bit more is I'll come on Wednesdays, Wednesday night, which I think is Wednesday morning in the US, and about Wednesday midday. What's happening here? I hear grinders. Maybe that's far away and it's just a bit of a glitch. Spider-Man's still there. So Wednesday about midday in Europe, early in the morning in the US, and then on Saturday, maybe Sunday as well. So it'll be Saturday during the day, around about this time actually. So I'm just going to check what it looks like around the world. So it's about 2 a.m. In Europe and 9 p.m. on the North American East Coast. So I'll be doing that on Saturdays as well. They're the main times that I'll be on. So if you wanted to come along and join in, I'll just be going from group to group and making stuff up as I go along, having a bit of fun, and hopefully something will appeal to me and I'll sort of slot into it. I am aware that, like, if I just quickly go and check what's going on in the Space Engineers world at the moment. Online at the moment, it looks like the most popular server has 11 people in it. And what are we at the moment? We've got 5 people. So I'm aware that at all times, the most people that are ever really on Space Engineers is about 20, which is about our max as well. Even on the most popular servers. So we have to keep in mind that when doing roleplay sort of stuff and factions, all that kind of thing, that we have a maximum of 20 people online. Usually we're going to have maybe 7 or so. That's just what happens in Space Engineers. Even if it is a popular server, then that's kind of what you get. So we have to be aware that that is the case, and that's what we're dealing with. So, it's Spider-Man. Of course. Just being annoying, putting noise in my video. So when planning things, so I think one of the things I might do, and again, sort of breaking the fourth wall here, but one of the things I might end up doing is trying to negotiate mergers between a couple of factions, see if we can get some larger ones, with the idea in mind that there aren't probably going to be more than maybe 7 online at any one time, if we just sort of have that as a base, and trying to get to as many representatives of different factions online at the same time, so we can have some negotiations between factions. We can start things off, and I think a good way for your faction to sort of get noticed is to put a post on the discussion forum. It's worked for the others there. They've gotten a few members out of it, and just being online, negotiating things, that sort of thing, and that way other people can get in contact with you if you're not online. Right, I am going to stop talking. As I demonstrated in my previous attempt at this video, I can talk for a long time about all of this because it's quite exciting, but I'm trying to keep the sort of update videos and the roleplay videos separate, so we're not cutting from one to the other in one video. But yeah, this is an update of where things are at. Anubis Ra, he will be streaming on this server. He's going to start off his sort of Twitch, his sort of first real Twitch experience. He's tried it a little bit before, but nothing serious. But he's going to start off here and see how it goes. And because I can't stream, my internet is nowhere near good enough. I mean, it's barely good enough to watch Twitch streams, let alone actually, stream. Yeah, and so what I'm going to be doing is every now and then, probably without his permission, to I think, yeah, probably without Anubis' permission, I'll be crashing his streams. I'll be streaming by proxy on his Twitch thing, which I'd like, because live is right up my alley. I'd like to be able to stream. That's sort of my thing. I would like to be able to do that. But yeah, I'll be streaming and making videos at the same time. And yeah, as I said, Wednesdays and Sundays, whatever times they work out for you, that's when I'll be on the most. You can always, like, I've been sitting in, I'll just have a look in there at the moment. There's a chat room for the Nidd. If you go to the Steam group on the first page, there's a chat thing in there. I have been sitting in there for the past 3 days maybe. I've missed pretty much everyone's chat things because I have to have my notifications off so that I don't get in the road of this video, in the road of recording, I mean. But if you do want to chat to me, there is a fair chance that I'm in there and will at least see it, even if I don't reply. But anyway, yes, we are going to end. So I hope to see you on here. It's been a lot of fun so far, even though we've just been setting up. A lot of funny things are going on. Often it's just the chat down in the corner. Some really funny things have been said and things going on. But yes, going. So thank you for watching. Goodbye.